Yeah, I think we're at a very important part as Haitian artists in our history. Right now, if people are not aware, Haiti is facing a very, well, Port-au-Prince, but Haiti at large, we're facing a very catastrophic time where our country is literally run by gangs. Port-au-Prince is almost 90%, if not controlled by gangs. We have this predatory government that is supposed to ensure security in elections and everybody's well-being, but it's proven not to be that again. They're sucking money and stealing what they can and not really putting Haitian lives at the forefront. We have people in different sectors, private sectors, whatever sectors, who are indifferent, who are probably benefiting from it. We have a big gun trafficking issue. So right now, and me being a Haitian person, being so far away from this
Right.
devastation, like how do I grapple with that? How does my art lend itself to that? And it's something I haven't resolved or found an answer yet, because it's devastating. It's kind of, you feel guilty, you feel helpless, you feel also, me living in the United States, the US has, are the guns that are being trafficked are coming from the United States. So being in the space that's contributing to so much destruction is also interesting.
You,
I'm good. How are you, Michael?
I'm good. Are you in New York City right now, or
I'm in New York right now. I'm in my apartment working from home today. It's a little gloomy, but we're
Mhm.
here.
I mean, a gloomy day is a good day to focus on work.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I just got back from Florida. I got a grant from the New York Art Council to produce this film, a new project I've been wanting to do. So I'm in the midst of that, which is a little tiring, but super rewarding, and I'm super excited for it.
Yeah, and I mean, in the time since I have like physically seen you at the gallery, which has been a couple years, I'm trying to think because you've really your your world has changed quite a bit. I mean, you're working with musicians. You have it seems like you have a production company. Can you tell me what's been going on since I've seen you? It's been a couple of years, so
Yes, of course. So I have a creative agency called Native Roots Collective with two of my buddies that we kind of launched last year, but been working on. And basically, yeah, we work with artists, we work with brands, organizations, we do anything visual production for them. So if you have a photo campaign, if you have a marketing idea, if you have a tour, if an artist has a tour or artist development that they need, we work with them closely and provide that support. And I also create under my studio Baboon. So I do portrait, I shoot artists. I'm we do creative design, we do creative direction. So it's been really cool to kind of merge my fine art practice with commercial work, lending my eye to artists. It's been really interesting to see how that lends itself.
well, I remember. I mean, this was back during the pandemic, and I think a
Yeah.
couple a couple of things after the pandemic. But I do remember that your performance and your portrait work, and this was probably just after graduating from college, you had gotten some awkward, not helpful feedback about your work and it not being viable in a fine art sense, and like
Cool.
we were, and then I remember selling portraits of yours and it being like the first portraits that you had sold and not thinking it was possible. And you told me this feedback you gotten from a college professor, I think, or
Yeah, oh my God, not to call anybody out, but I think when you're in grad school, and you kind of try to find your voice and your messaging in the world, you kind of take things to heart, or but yeah, I've always gotten, I guess people, I don't know, I've always gotten a pushback that, maybe my performance work doesn't speak to so much more of a broader audience. Maybe it's too niche, maybe it's too this, maybe it's too that, maybe it's too out there, whatever that may mean. And now looking back, I'm like, maybe this comment of a broader audience, because I do make work about Haiti and Haitian people and culture and history, and Haiti is my main focus. And it's okay that not everything I do or perform speaks to specifically one person or one situation, but I do believe that the Haitian story can connect us all, and you can see parts of yourselves in it. So um I kept going, and I still make the same kind of performance style I do, and it's received pretty well, and I'm happy doing it. And I think that's the most important part, honestly.
Well, I think that's an interesting takeoff point because so often, whether it be in the context of education, trying to work with galleries, or just trying to find your
Absolutely.
way, there,
Absolutely.
there's a lot of people who counteract that ideal of authentic voice. And I kind of want to hear a little bit of how your authentic voice has come through.
Yeah. You mean specifically being in this kind of art space?
Well, in general, because I don't see a separation between the commercial work that you're doing and
Yeah, right.
artists.
Sure,
So see, Stephen Baboon, the
sure,
artists from Haiti living
sure.
in New York and creating community around that.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely, Michael. Thank you first of all for noticing that. And for saying that because I think that's the goal ultimately. I like to see how my fine artwork does mold and lend itself to other people. And it is building community. A lot of the amazing artists I have the privilege of working um on working with are Haitian, and they do understand this visual language I've developed in my artistic practice, this use of textile and color that do represent us as a Haitian people in culture. This type of color use and fabric use lends itself to Haitian fashion and architecture and how the houses are painted and how voodoo ceremonies are conducted and how people dress and during carnival season how people use all these colors and textures to express whatever they need to express during that time. So I think it's the fabric itself is really almost like a summary of Haitianness and Caribbean culture, and I love to use it and explore it. So I think, yeah, I think it just makes sense. Like you said, it's community building, it's world building, it's reimagining how we as Haitian people can be represented in the world. Because sometimes it's not so positive. And it's okay that we can, as Haitian artists, present beauty.
Right.
And yeah, so
Your perspective and your lens. I mean, I think that's the most important thing because sometimes,
sure.
particularly within like educational settings and the sort of Western cultural sense, there can be a modification of the style or an attempt to, and you manage to create a
Right.
not only a fine arts voice for yourself, but this commercial voice that doesn't
Right.
ignore who you are, which is
Absolutely. And I noticed this in academia, like if you're the student and you give in too much to whatever institution you are, you see the students are pumping out kind of the same work. I go, not to say it's a bad thing, I'm not putting anybody out there, but I go to open studios and I know, okay, this is work from Parsons MFA, this is work from NYU Fine Arts. Like, New York has this way of molding its students, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, but I always encourage people to, yeah, like it's important to have a visual style and not just follow what's trendy right now. And it's hard. Obviously, it's very hard. And galleries have their styles and aesthetics have their eras and times that they're booming, and certain people's have spotlights on them, which is great. But yeah, trying to stay true to whatever, visual material or mindset that, it feels true to yourself.
let's talk about your voice because um it's a I feel like your voice is rather unique and I'm curious how you see yourself in the work that you're producing and if you could describe that for me.
Yeah, so I'm a queer Haitian man person with Palestinian roots, with Syrian roots. And yeah, and living with all these identities, especially I'm gonna put an emphasis on queerness, which both Haitian culture and I would say Arab culture are very queer phobic, very homophobic, very misogynistic. Yeah, you see that very much in society. So even being queer has alienated me culturally growing up. Like I never felt like, okay, I could, claim whatever identity or feel good in one space or the other. But this is where art came in. This is where I started making work and creating self-portraiture and taking pictures of my friends and kind of documenting myself and feeling like I have a space to express my frustration. And it doesn't need to make sense. And I had like a visual documentation of how I felt or where I was in life. But then I understood, it's okay to be kind of a cultural hybrid. It's normal, it's human to be kind of mixed and having assuming all these identities and feeling all these different ways. But it was a little hard, and I think to this day it's hard to kind of feel enough of both and feeling like where you really fit in and who you're really talking to. But I realize in my work and exhibiting and doing artist talks, people do come to me and say, yeah, I do feel these feelings. I'm not feeling American enough or Haitian enough, if for Haitian Americans, are not feeling Mexican and XYZ enough, or not feeling inadequate culturally, just because, maybe of immigration, or maybe of how you look or how you present yourself, or what religion you follow, or what gender identity you assume or expression you assume, maybe that in the outside eye takes away from your
Mhm.
existence or certain parts of your culture, if that makes sense. But yes, I do create art in that lens, and I do create art in that fluid in betweenness where, identity will never be resolved. It's so complex, and humanity, a sense of existence will never be resolved. It's very anti-resolution. We're the complex being. So I create in that in-between state. And a lot of my images you can see feel like dreams or moments, moments of like flashes of visions almost. I mean, that's how I shoot. I don't expect the audience to take that away, to take that visual aesthetic away. But yeah, just this fluid in between identity. And I think everybody fits into it. Because I photograph my friends who are voodoo practitioners, singers who have, other identities, who are from other religions like Islam. All of these Haitians kind of gravitate towards this community we're building. And it's beautiful to kind of see that representation.
And I
I know
mean,
I'm
there's a,
babbling, but I hope I'm touching on the
you're
question.
totally fine. I mean, I find the images captivating in the way that you've transformed that in the commercial work as well. But what I see in there through the bold colors and the textures and the reflective qualities of the fabric that you're using, as well as um, the people that you're working with, is that you've created a safe space, a contained space within the frame and within
Yeah.
your studio that allows people to be who they are. Do you have a is there a certain approach that you have to working with people to help create that, or
Yeah, well, thank you again for saying that, Michael. Thank you for seeing that, for reading deeply into this and kind of seeing my work and how it builds community. Thank you. That's always, I love to hear that because it's always the goal of mine. But honestly, I'm an easygoing person. I think my personality lends to it. I'm really honestly, I love people. I love empowering people. I don't take people's time too lightly. It's very generous that people feel like they can trust me to photograph and create work and create art. And these photographs are just glimpses, but there's a lot of work that goes into it. The subject, the collaborator has to feel comfortable enough to build a solid image, has to feel comfortable enough in the set and also in the vision. I say I cultivate relationships with people. I want to get to know them, get to know what they like, and kind of feed off that energy. But really, I think I do have an open heart, and I am interested in people and value their stories and journeys. And to me, it's kind of an honor to create these altars for them, or these realms where they can feel empowered and beautiful and loved and appreciated for who they are. So I don't know. Sometimes it's just good energy, good synergy, good vibes. Sometimes you and the collaborator understand the bigger vision, and it just works. Sometimes I meet people for the first time, and then we shoot for the first 10 minutes, and you have these beautiful images of them and these beautiful gazes. So yeah, I think it's definitely energy plays a part of it.
I love the ideal of an altar because that's the way I feel about the people
Mm,
that you're working
yeah.
with, that you're lifting them up in your vision, in the safe space that you're creating for them. What does it mean today in the
Right.
world that you live in to be a Haitian artist in the United States?
Yeah, I think we're at a very important part as Haitian artists in our history right now. If people are not aware, Haiti is facing a very, well, Port-au-Prince, but Haiti at large, we're facing a very catastrophic time where we're our country is literally run by gangs. Port-au-Prince is almost 90%, if not controlled by gangs. We have this predatory government that is supposed to ensure security and elections and everybody's well-being, but it's proven not to be that again. There's sucking money and stealing what they can and not really putting Haitian lives at the forefront. We have people in different sectors, private sectors, whatever sectors, who are indifferent, who are probably benefiting from it. We have a big gun trafficking issue. So right now, and me being a Haitian person, being so far away from this
Right.
devastation, like how do I grapple with that? How does my art lend itself to that? And it's something I haven't resolved or found an answer yet because it's devastating. It's kind of, you feel guilty, you feel helpless, you feel also, me living in the United States, the US has are the guns that are being trafficked are coming from the United States. So being in the space that's contributing to so much destruction is also interesting.
Sure.
Art is creating in that space, it's very interesting. And I'm saying interesting not in a necessarily negative or positive way, just trying to find my footing. But right now, I think Haitians, we're at a point where we have to, I want to say we have to care and pay a little more attention about what's going on in Haiti itself. And I feel like Haitians now have the momentum to shift our narrative, to shift the narrative around Haitian people and the situation, and take ownership of our own stories.
Sure.
I'm seeing this renaissance, I call it this Haitian renaissance, this renaissance of Haitian creatives in fashion right now, in photography, in filmmaking. We have a Haitian filmmaker. We've had Haitian filmmakers be in Cannes Film Festival for, God, I don't know, 4 years in a row. We're in these spaces right now where we have the power to, I believe, reflect change in our homeland itself. So it's really banding together and listening and finding these ways out and finding these pockets of kind of concrete change. But I think right now it's great that we're taking up the space that we need because it's been, I feel like we've been silenced for a long time, but we're very noisy and loud and I love it. And I'm seeing that renaissance and that, like, this fierce emergence of Haitian artists being in these spaces. And it's super amazing to see because the younger generation can look at themselves in these artist positions and believe that they can be there as well. And when I was growing up, there wasn't that many Haitian representation in photography and fine art. Yes, they were there, they were doing incredible work, but they were kind of hidden, I feel like. And now I see myself and I see my peers in everywhere, and it does give me hope, and it's beautiful to see. And so that hope can definitely translate into concrete change in Haiti.
Absolutely. I mean, I think
Um,
within any narrative, the ability to connect to a broader audience and allow people into that, and see themselves in it, even if they're not directly connected, is a really powerful media for change. Um,
Absolutely, Michael. Yeah, definitely. And I feel like artists will understand this. It's like I feel like we have a deep sense of self-responsibility and responsibility to others. I feel like when artists are making work in their studio, I know they're not just thinking about themselves. Maybe some do, but I know there's a deep responsibility. So, artists are always grappling with these heavy emotions of belonging, or is my work enough, or is it making change, or is it just, this la-di-da practice, but it's not. It actually, we are steering the conversation and we're opening up these pockets of conversation and these pockets of opportunity. So you know, it's really a push and pull, but the work artists are doing is very much worth it in the long run and in the short run, I would say as well.
yeah, it's very hard for an audience to completely understand,
Yeah, it's hard.
taken
You,
for you to get
yeah,
to that point of expression, and how
yeah,
not necessarily, I mean, all identity, I think, is a struggle when you're trying to uh, define yourself against the larger culture.
absolutely.
Where do you find power to continue producing?
Yeah, I feel right now, again, I'm going back to Haiti right now. We're going through such a very dark and violent time. And I feel like I feel like I have no choice but to be hopeful and to keep going. So for me, kind of see my practice as honoring the Haitian existence every day. Okay, we can keep going, we can keep creating. I listen to a lot of music. I read a lot. I hang out a lot with my friends who are artists. We talk and we read and we kind of conceptualize ideas. Um, I I'm in my culture. I go to cultural events. I read authors from my homeland. I stay connected through art. See, we regenerate ourselves. Artists lend themselves. So if it wasn't for these great musicians that speak and sing beautifully about Haiti, that fueled my energy to keep creating, I wouldn't be here. So it's great that we can connect and regenerate each other. So yeah, Michael, just keeping myself inspired and yeah, trying to keep inspired. But it's not easy, definitely not. But yeah, all these things, definitely art is a big space for me. And cooking and gardening and getting my hands up in the dirt. I've found myself lately really going back to the ground and kind of being into gardening, and I'm not gonna lie, it fuels my practice. It's something that I can see grow, and it's just beautiful. It's just a great representation of life, and I guess it can be breath back into my practice. I sound like a hippie valley girl from California, like the
No,
plants.
no, I'm thinking a garden in New York. Like, how
Oh
does
my,
that
I
go?
mean, it's not a garden, it's my window pane with
Sure.
plants on them. But I don't know, like these little hobbies or connections to life really remind me that, okay, I'm breathing, I'm here, I'm an artist. I can create with these hands that God or the universe have given me, and it's a gift. So there has to be more to it than just creating beautiful things or creating conversation. I think art fuels life right now. And we're going through such a weird and unfair time everywhere in the US and everywhere. So
Sure. And I have a friend who, a longtime friend who used to say that when you use the word weird or different,
yeah,
what it really means is spiritual. And outside of religion,
absolutely.
spiritual, it's like this path that the energy that you follow to get to your creation is really
Absolutely.
important.
And it's weird being an artist, and it's weird that we have these feelings. Like I speak to all my artists, and we're very intuition driven, emotionally driven, but it's kind of our compass, but it's a weird, unexplainable compass and guiding light, which is, I think we're more in tune with that. So I think that's also special as well. Um,
I want to finish with a just a
yeah,
question like
sure.
what would you say to younger artists out there who are working to find their own pathway?
Yeah. Oh my God. Every time I'm asked this question, it changes, and I love that it changes. But I would say that this is hard. I would say to really dedicate yourself to your work and really, even we're artists and we grow and we try to find our voice, but I always tell artists to at least have a social component to your work, at least create work that means something to you and one person in your community. I always say to be kind with your work. What is your work doing? Is it fostering something positive? Is it fostering community? Is it challenging a system? Is it doing this? So even I work a lot with young artists. I tell them like, right now you might not understand what I'm necessarily saying, but I want you to find your voice in your work. Like, are you mad about something, or do you feel different about something? So let's work on that. So definitely, I feel art right now is socially driven, and I want to keep fostering that new generation. So I tell younger artists to really find what you care about and create based off of that. And honestly, too, I don't know, Michael, it sounds cliche, but artists, we have to keep going, even though it's hard, even though there's not necessarily an economic infrastructure or a social infrastructure that supports artists. We're kind of floating and freelancing through life and building community. Like you're in Mexico right now, you've built a platform for other artists. It's you offer residencies, you do countless, I can't even keep up with how many exhibitions you do and catalogs you publish. And think about when you started out and how hard it was, but think about the spaces you've created. Think about me, like you've empowered me, this little kid from Haiti, going to Mexico for the first time, selling work for the first time in my life, seeing and connecting with other people and seeing my work in another context. So that's special in itself. So I'm rambling, but just keep
No,
creating.
no, you're totally fine. I'm happy to I'm happy to see the continuity. I feel like I should publish your interview from five
Oh
stars,
my God. I don't even want to see it.
and
It's so
I'd like to compare them side by side, because
cool.
there's so much of you in everything that you do, but also it's wonderful to see your growth and your maturity come out in this process too. So
Appreciate that. Thank you so much. Well, thank you so much for this wonderful conversation as always.
absolutely. No, thank you. I appreciate it too.
This is how gay people speak because we have no heart. We have no voice. Straight people can sing, but we can't. Did you know Jesus was gay?
Yes.
With that long hair, come on. And that dramatic crucifixion, how gay was that?
Pretty gay.
Really gay to me. Like, what a dramatic way to die, how fabulous. Hi everyone, my name is Stephen Baboon. I'm an artist from Port-au-Prince, Haiti, and I work with photography, video, performance, and textile. I'm also a textile artist. And this installation is a tribute to queer Haitians in my home country. Queer Haitians are oftentimes marginalized. They're the most vulnerable groups in society. They're people execute violence on them. They're persecuted socially and politically. So as a queer Haitian myself, I want to reclaim our narrative and fight for us to be included in mainstream media. A lot of kids, a lot of young queer Haitians don't see enough of themselves in TV, in art, in magazines, in photography. And so this is what my art is, and this is what this installation is. It's a tribute to my community, the queer community, bisexual, gays, lesbians, intersex, trans, gender fluid, whatever you identify as a Haitian queer. And textile, I'm a textile fabric. My grandma used to sew. When I was 12, I used to watch my grandma sew, and she would use crazy colors, and I was always mesmerized. So my love for using textile it comes from her. It comes from my grandma. It also the colors are inspired by colors of Haitian voodoo. The different colors, Haitian voodoo spirits have different colors associated to them, like Erzuli Frida, Ao Samti. So this is a tribute to also my Haitian culture. And yeah, I love textile. Textile transforms a space, and as queer folks, we're always evolving and transforming. And I think textile is a good medium. I always say textile is a queer medium because it's always transforming the space and it's always changing, and you can mold it to whatever you want. And in my installations, I always want to create a space of love and celebration, and I want people to feel good. And also want people to think about their own identity, their own queerness, their own culture, and why in different cultures are queer people persecuted, right? I want people to think about that. So in my culture, I want to reclaim that narrative. I want to elevate queer Haitians in everything I do, and this show is so special to me. And it's special to be here in Mexico. In Mexico and Haiti are so similar. I feel such a great energy here. I feel at home, honestly. I mean, I feel like Mexico and Haiti were our sisters, our family, so I love it. So yeah, that's the installation, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you. Take my good side. This is how gay people speak, because we have no voice in the world. This is how gay people speak, because we have no voice. This is how gay. Fashion designers. And you're favorite restaurant, I'm sure the chef is gay. But you don't like gay people. Hypocritical world. Kaile masisi souple. This is how gay people think because we have no heart. We have no voice. But straight people can sing. But we can't. Did you know Jesus was gay?
Yes.
With that long hair, come on. And that dramatic crucifixion, how gay was that?
Pretty gay.
Pretty gay to me. Like, what a dramatic way to die, how fabulous. O cara, ele é maciço.